Alright, in this video we're gonna kind of finish up the robot's face. Now, I know in my drawing he's got a little kind of a carrot nose, but I think we're gonna avoid that so he doesn't end up too cute. And we're gonna make a bit more of a kind of a narrow slit eye line that we can make him a bit more menacing. So again, we're gonna start out with a plane. I'm gonna draw this so I know it fits about the right spot here, and then we're gonna move it forward. So we'll move it into the area right behind the helmet. So it's right in that opening. So we're going to go to the modify panel, and that should be a good enough number of segments at least to start with. So we'll right click our object and convert it to an editable poly. And then from there we're going to go into vertex. I'm going to grab this band of vertices right down the center, and then with soft selection that we turn down a bit, we're going to start bringing that forward. So we'll get a little closer here, and I can see, right, we're at the top, we're touching. So we'll take that one, move it back just a touch, and then the bottom we'll bring forward. So probably reduce or fall off a little bit there. And we're really just looking kind of smooth this out. So when you push this around in here, we'll see where things are starting to intersect and how it's kind of fitting into that space. So it looks like the whole thing could actually be slid over to center it here. And then we'll go back into vertex and see where we may need to make more adjustments. Alright, that actually looks pretty good. Now, in order to make an area here on the mesh, I could use an existing set of polys. But we're going to grab, without soft selection here, this band of polys right across this line. And then I'm going to use a couple of the tools that are built in here. So I'm going to start with inset. And we're going to see, as I click and drag here, we're going to get a much narrower band of polygons across there. And that looks pretty good. I think that'll be rather menacing. Then we're also going to extrude that back into our object. So I need to figure out where we are here. And then we're going to look at our extrude options. So right now we're extruding based on the group. We can go by the local normal or by polygon. Now, as you can see, extruding by polygon, definitely not what we want to do. So we'll go back, undo, so we reselect those vertices, and then we'll go by the group. So I want to go just slightly negative. So I'm going to just push that back into the mesh just a bit. And that should work. Alright, so it gives us kind of a nice narrow little region that we can put a material on, and it's going to kind of be isolated in there, and it's going to look hopefully pretty cool. Alright, so there's the face, and we're going to skip the nose. So, the more I look at it, the more I just really don't like that nose. But what you can do if you do is just go take a simple standard primitive cone, and in our front view, we'll just pick a spot here, we'll make that about that size, we'll pull it forward, and then we pull down to make the final diameter, the final radius. And then as we adjust the size here, alright, we can still match it up to our side view. So we'll go back to our orthographic, switch back to our left view. So we'll go back to our modify panel, select the object, and then adjust its height, as well as, and now if that axis handle there is kind of getting in the way, I can use the minus to bring it a little bit smaller. We can adjust our initial radius, and radius 2 should be at 0, so it comes to a point at the end. So compared to the background image, that looks about right. I honestly just am not really in love with that. So if you like it, go ahead and keep it. I'm going to get rid of it though. So delete. It's all gone. Alright, so that is the final model of the robot itself. A little bit later on, we'll get into the materials and some fine-tuning to kind of perfect exactly how the model's mesh sits there. Alright, so that's it for this one.